Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. It is Wednesday, which means it is time for a lucky dip. I've got all my items picked out, but I haven't actually gotten them out, so I'm going to do that on stream today. I wanted to start relatively on time. So the first thing on here is a marker, and I think, yes, there's some markers here as well. So I'm going to see if they're in the same spot. We've got this huge tote with all my random markers in it. So this one should be in here. It's the Iron Lac Pump Action Paint Marker. That should be in here. So here's a Molotov one. Let's see. Yeah. And then let's see. Iron Lac. Unless it... Okay, no. What's this one? This is Malibu. Oh, these aren't pump action. I need pump action. Oh! One of these? No. This one? This is kind of the thing, but it's not this one. Do I even have this one anymore? Okay, definitely not among this side. Okay, I'm gonna do what I usually do, which is Google it real quick to just see what it looks like. It might have dried up and I don't actually have it. Let's see, pictures. Yeah, okay, so it's supposed to look like this. Whoops. It's supposed to look like this one. But this is Crink. Amsterdam. This one's Liquitex. This is also Liquitex. This is Zig. Oh, is it this one? Nope, this is Molotov. Maybe I don't have it. Because I do have some Iron Lac markers, but these are the twin markers, so they're double-ended alcohol based. Alright, so we'll skip that one for now. I guess I don't have it anymore. I gotta remember to remove that from my spreadsheet of random items. Oh, and I didn't see Copic markers, probably because I have all of these. So let's see. It was a BV23 and BG13. BV23 and BG13. Well, at least we have two of the markers of the three markers that were pulled. So it's, oh, excuse me. It's these two colors. So even though they're on my list of stuff, they're actually part of my regular. So I wonder if I should remove these two. They're part of my regular, not rotation. There's something that I use all the time. So maybe I need to remove all of these markers that I pulled today. And for anyone who hasn't seen one of my lucky dips before, the way this works is I have a spreadsheet with all of my random art supplies on it, and then I pull 4 numbers using random.org, and then those 4 numbers correspond to items on the spreadsheet, and then I end up with this random selection of tools, which I then use to do a practice drawing with. Okay, so the next thing, it's kind of funny. The two other things that... So couldn't find this one. We've got this one. The two other things, I'm pretty sure I used them both in recent lucky dips, but that's how randomness works, that you might randomly get the same thing again. So I was like running a little bit late, so I just said whatever, I'm not going to draw some different thing. I'll just use them again. So this first one, hopefully you can hear me because I'm over in my closet getting the ink out. So this is graphics. Let's see. Is it this one? No. It's this. I have definitely used this recently. So it's the Royal Talons Ecoline liquid watercolor. So it looks like ink in a jar, but it's actually watercolor. I'm just going to use it like ink though, because again, since I was running late, water media takes a little more time to set up for, so I was like, oh, thank goodness it's not just like regular watercolor. I can use it like ink if I want to. Okay, and then the last thing is a pencil. I've got my pencil tote. And my random pencils in here. And this one, I might have even used this one last week. Or last time I streamed, so that would have been 2 weeks ago. But Caran Graphite Pencil HB. So let's see. Caran Graphic. Is this the graphic one? I can't remember. I'm going to have to search this one too. But I bet it is. I bet it is. I'm feeling more and more sure that it is. Okay. Graphique. Search. Images. Yeah. It is, because here's one that's like it. It's a different color. It's white with red. Well, I guess the dots are the same, but yeah, I definitely got this one in a recent lucky tip before too. So that's interesting. Oh, Wolf, hello! Thank you for joining me. How are you? So good to see you in the chat. Did you have a fun Halloween? I can't remember if you had any plans or anything. Did you hand out candy or go to a party or anything? I handed out candy. I was pleasantly surprised at the amount of people that came. Because our neighborhood is a relatively grown-up neighborhood. It's not that many kids. So it's always nice when we got like maybe 5 or 6 groups. So I was like, yay! So happy. Ah, I see. Yeah. Don't usually make it this way. Yeah, it's so nice to see you. Went out on Saturday, nothing last night. Ah, okay. Just chilled out. That's nice too. It's hard when for me, it's hard when Halloween is on a weekday because it's like, I'm not going to stay up late and hand out candy. I'm definitely not going to host a party. So. But I played Animal Crossing, you know. Played the Animal Crossing Halloween event. Okay. Which I thought I had never done before, but when I actually did it, I was like, wait a minute. I have done this, but I think that I just didn't get to spend very much time on it before Halloween was over, so I got a bunch of stuff this time that I didn't get before. So that was fun. And I don't know if I've done the Thanksgiving event, so I'm looking forward to that this month. And I'm pretty sure I have not done the Christmas event either, the Toy Day event. Oh, cool. Oh, that's funny. It's a video rental store / club. Oh, was it like a Halloween party with bands? Like specifically for Halloween? Okay, I need to also I'll do the same thing I did last time and use my dip pens for this one. Ooh, but I'll use this one this time. Switch it up a little bit. Use this glass pen. Oh, but I also need a towel to wipe it off when I'm done with it. Do I have one in here? Okay, hold on a sec. I gotta go over here and get a new towel. We had to get these shop towels for printmaking class, and that was like 3 years ago now, and I still have so many. So I don't use them up very fast. I try to make them last as long as possible, so. It's like going to be a decade before I have to buy any more at this rate. Okay, nice fresh towel. Wow, I haven't had a fresh towel on stream in a long time. Using reusing the old one over and over. Oh, fun. Oh, did you dress up then? Halloween masquerade. That was your first time. You said it was fun, yeah. I'm reading your messages backwards now to put it together. Now I'm imagining it. Was it really busy? Were there like tons of people there or? Okay, so this one we could not find. So I'm just going to put a line through it and I'm going to write delete I'll just put delete with an exclamation point. So I need to remember to delete this one off of my spreadsheet because I don't actually have it anymore apparently. I guess since I have it in my hand, I'll start with this Caran d'Ache graphic pencil, but we've used it before very recently, definitely this year. And like so many graphite pencils, it's just a nice, decent graphite pencil. There's just goes down nice and smooth. You can get a nice range of tones without too much effort. And I love pencils that are really light like this. This is like feather light. So that just means it's not too much fatigue on your hand as you work. I'll put Caran d'Ache. Oh, Exie is here too. Hello, Exie. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. How are you? I'm reading Wolf's messages. Yeah, that sounds like my kind of party. Nerdy creative crowd, yeah. Hardly any repeat costumes. Huh, clubs on Beale Street were insane. It sounds like you went to the kind of place that I would want to go to. I like it to be lively and I like people and stuff, but I don't like it to be like, yeah. If you say insane, I'm imagining something that I probably wouldn't enjoy, so. But what makes it insane? What made it insane? At least that you heard. So these markers, this is the Copic Classic. You can actually change the tips, but by standard it comes with a big chisel tip and then a bullet tip. So here's the two colors. This is a very nice color combination. But I don't think I need it on my... I'm pretty sure I got these in an Art Snacks box, and that's why I put them on the spreadsheet. But they are an item that I use all the time in my regular work, so... Might be nice to give some of the other things that I would never reach for, give them more of a chance to serve a purpose in the studio. So I'll think about maybe removing these from, not because I dislike them, but because I do like them so much that I use them all the time. Aw, yeah, that sucks. I love dancing. I wouldn't say I'm good at dancing, but I just love moving around to music, so I'd want to be able to dance. Aw, it makes me miss, there used to be a fan convention here that also held events all throughout the year. And they would hold dances regularly, like every couple months. They haven't done that in ages and ages and ages, so... And of course the convention hasn't happened in ages and ages and ages either, so... Oh, it's kind of sad. It reminds me of it. Okay, let me write Copic down here. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but just for consistency. Alright, Copic. Let's try the Ecoline watercolor, liquid watercolor. I was going to call it watercolor ink, but it's called liquid watercolor, so I'll try to call it what it calls itself. And with this glass dip pen. And remember last time I learned, so there's a little curve on the tip of this pen. And I believe having the curve point down writes better. But let's test it real quick, see if I'm remembering correctly. So this is with the curve facing up. Oh, it just writes differently, at least with this ink. That's cool. So with the curve facing down, try it again, makes a much thinner line. And then with the curve facing up, makes this really thick line. I wonder if it's because of it's the liquid watercolor rather than India ink that it's working nice either way. Because I do remember in the past it's given me trouble if I don't turn it a certain way. Maybe it's just because of the type of ink. Okay, wiping this clean. Does anybody have any fun holiday plans for this upcoming month? Exie, are there any fun holidays coming up for you? Because I know Thanksgiving's a fairly American thing. Canada has Thanksgiving, but it's in October, so that's already over for them. For me, I always associate it with Thanksgiving, November, but like Japan, even though Japan loves Halloween and Christmas, they don't really do Thanksgiving. It's a very American, like USA holiday, so I'm wondering if there's any other November holidays that people do. Oh, I didn't get my reference book out. These are all fairly straightforward items. For instance, I try not to use the markers on top of grainy materials such as pencils because it can clog. I learned the hard way. It can clog up the tips and you can't take that back. So I'll probably use these first. So maybe I'll make some generic, or not generic, but like some silhouettes using these markers first, so that then I can use the pencil on top and not worry about ruining the tips. Of course, you can. These markers are great because you just can take. They've got tweezers you can get specifically for these, so you can just boop, pull the tip right out, and you can replace it with a different kind or with a fresh one of the same kind or whatever. So that's possible, but I prefer not to have to do that at all. Then as for this watercolor ink, I think it's probably better. Let's test it a little bit, but I think it's probably better to use it on top of the alcohol-based marker instead of vice versa. Oh, no, it seems okay. Let's try this one. I'm seeing if these alcohol-based markers make this ink like pull it down, but it's actually does really well. And these three colors I think look really nice together. Like a surprising, yeah, it didn't move this ink at all, so that's nice. So yeah, I don't really have to worry about anything too much except for not getting, I don't want to get graphite in here, in these. Okay, let me scoot some stuff. Let me scoot. Okay, and then let's open this. Ah, yeah, let's do it. I love it. Let's create a new holiday. Yeah, what holiday should it be? What should we celebrate? Okay, so we did this one last time, I think. What is this? Some little ink from the jar, I think. Flip down. Oh, yeah, it's still stuck on my fingers. What kind of holiday should we make? I think that's such a fun idea. Create a holiday. An art holiday. That's the first thing that comes to my mind, of course. some sort of art holiday. Okay, now I've got my... Okay, I think I still gotta move this over though. Okay, I've got to keep moving this stuff. There. There. So it's okay if this swatch is covered by the chat. And then this way I can still have most of the reference image visible for everybody. But I do need my can of house paint to hold the book closed. I mean open. Nice can of house paint. Boom! Works so good. Oh! Ganbatte! Do your best! Wow, I've never seen you forget one before. Hope you're able to get it done quick. That could be your theme. Quick. Okay, let's see. Oh no, I did this one last time. I remember now because it's upside down. Now I remember it because it's upside down. Okay, hold on a second. Let's turn the page. Ooh, what is going to be the pose on the next page? Yes! I hope that you share it. I want to see how you make it. Okay, clipping this. I was gonna say pinning, and I was like, no, that's not what this is. These are clips. Clipping this open. And you can't really see this other person on this side. You can only see the one. But maybe what I'll do is just focus on this. This person has two colors. And whenever I have multiple colors, I always like to make the two colors of the kimono hakama outfit. Okay, put my can of paint on here. Yeah, so let's just focus on that. So I guess I'll start with the little bullet tip. Well, relatively little, not that little, but to do the overall shape. I'm just gonna try to do it really quick. Although it's really nice, even though I had to take some time to get the supplies out, I'm not having to rush. I still have 38 minutes. It's so amazing. No need to rush, but I think for what I'm thinking about doing, I do want to have that loose, sketchy look. Not worrying too much about getting proportions all perfect or anything. Just getting the overall look like recognizable. There's foot. The other foot is barely visible there. The face is where we look first on a human figure. So even though I'm overall going for the loose sketch, I'm putting a little bit more effort here. It's because it's just natural to pay more attention to how the face comes across. Whoop. There. Nice. Okay, good. Now, I'm just going to color in. So let's see, which one seems darker? They're both pretty similar. I'm squinting my eyes and looking at these two color swatches here. You can't see this one because it's covered up. And yeah, they're both pretty similar. This one may be a tiny bit darker, so it's kind of the same thing with this outfit. There's a brown top and then like a navy blue bottom. So I think I shall make the top be this, what was the actual name? The name of this is mint green. Sort of going with that sketchy look, instead of trying to fill anything in like perfectly or anything like that, just move the lines in the overall same direction as the cloth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe you can check for me. Pretty sure Ramadan changes a year to year. Maybe I'm not an expert on holidays that I don't celebrate, so I could be totally wrong. I'm doing these ones here, a completely different angle. That way it helps differentiate, even though it's just these big blocks of color. Doing a different angle helps differentiate the pieces. Oh, wow. That's so interesting. So it gets sooner and sooner, and then it'll be... Is there ever a time when there's 2 Ramadans in a year? Like, if it's at the very beginning of... Wait. No, wait. How would that work? Like, if it happens... So it gets earlier. Yeah, like if it happens at the very beginning of January, does it happen at the end of December the same year? Like, that would be so interesting. Okay, now I'm going to use this green ink. I figure I'll use it for the hair. And I can use this pen and make some finer strokes than what I did for the clothing with the markers. It reminds me of Zoro from One Piece, because it's a swordsman with green hair now. I didn't even think about that. Oh, maybe I'll make the sword green too, because at least with how tiny this picture is, the color of the hilt, I think? Well, the grip of the sword and that tsuba, handguard, is about the same as the hair color. Oh, interesting. Wow. Yeah, right? The more you know. So cool. I love learning new stuff. What do you do for Ramadan to celebrate? Or is it more of a... So, I say celebrate, but I know some holidays aren't really like celebratory. They're more somber. I mean, if I'm being too nosy, then you don't have to say anything. Don't mind me. I just love learning, so... I love learning, and I love sharing cultures and everything, so... And it's interesting, this watercolor, this liquid watercolor, really does act like watercolor on the page in that it sort of feathers out. Like India ink would stay more precise where I put it. But instead here we have Here, I'll actually hold it up so you can see. It's actually right. I love this kind of texture. This is why I love watercolor. There we go, nice and focused. It gives these nice, organically like feathered edges. It spreads out a little bit, soaks into the paper and spreads out a little bit. You can see it here too with the swatches, how the lines are all like a little almost spiky. And it's just because it really is watercolor and not ink. Okay, I think I'm done with the ink. This is going by so fast, I'm going to be able to really add like a lot of detail with this pencil, which is the only thing left. Oh, well that's still nice. Regular day without work, heck yeah. And an extra weekend in the middle. Splotching. Yeah, I guess you could call it that. Although I think that, like, I don't know. Like, if that's like an official term, then I don't know. But I would imagine splotching being like, you just let the ink go, like dripping and going bloop and just letting it do what it's gonna do. For this, since I applied it in a more precise way, I just call it feathering. That's a cool idea too. Maybe at the end I will do that and just drip, because this has a little squeegee, not squeegee, like a dropper. So I can just bloop, drop some ink on there. Some tea bags? What do you mean? Some tea bags? Some tea bags? Okay, so of course the first place I'm going to add any details in the face. So like I said, it's only natural we look first at facial features. Or at least it's of the most interest to us. So I'm just refining the shape of the face and adding some details of the facial features. Oh, that'd be cool. Oh, yeah. That's a cool idea. Well, I don't have tea bags, but I have a sponge. I have a natural sponge. I could sponge. Have you ever done that technique? I've never heard of that before, but I can totally imagine it. Do you use like a tea bag that's already been soaked? Well, you've got to, right? Because it's got the tea in it, so that's how it makes it look old. It reminds me when I was a kid, I loved crumpling. So like you draw a treasure map and then you'd crumple it up and you'd tear like the edges off so that you can make a treasure map. So it would look like a legit old treasure map or whatever. And I would always I forgot about that. I've never thought about that in so long. I would just make treasure maps. I wouldn't do anything with them. I wouldn't go anywhere. I think just making the map itself was the fun part. Awesome. This pencil also writes on top of the ink, so I can add some more details to the hair. Doesn't write as well as it does on the alcohol-based marker, though. Definitely has like a little bit of a struggle. Ah, yeah, burning some spots with the lighter, yeah. Maybe that's where I learned how to do it. Maybe we did that in one of my classes as a kid, and that the activity in and of itself. So funny. So you remember it was the Magna Carta. I don't remember what I made. Just the making. The contents are lost to time. Since I've got this sketchy look for most of the body, I mean, even it was sketchy on the head too, I don't want to fight against that. So I'm half using the reference, but half using what I've already got on the page and just refining that. It's like once you make some decisions on the paper, you've got to respect those if you want the image to look coherent. That's one of the big things I learned in my drawing classes. There would be a point where my professors would be like, okay, you've got to just start working on this drawing now and not worrying about the reference anymore. And it was like such a relief. I was like, what? I don't have to make it perfect? What is this madness? Oh, yeah, that would be so awesome. I love that. I love teachers that make it fun to learn. It's interesting how many teachers seem to struggle with that. I don't know what it is. But I think I was lucky. Most of my teachers were really cool. I had some, we'll call them rotten eggs. And I'm like, But most of my teachers, I have fond memories of their classes. So I'm not only adding details here, I'm adding some shading with hatching. Especially in areas like the insides of the sleeves are just so dark that maybe once I've finished up the whole body, I'll actually go back and completely fill them in, not just with hatching. Okay, I want to add more details to this arm here because it's looking kind of like yeah, it's looking like Luffy from One Piece, kind of rubbery. I'm going to add a little bit more definition to make it look like a real person. Ah, good job! I hope you're going to share it. You can share it in the Twitch chat or the Discord. If you want to, you don't have to, but I want to see. Good job getting it done. How many have you done? Oh, it's probably on the image, huh? I'll probably get to see. It's probably numbered. Oh, yes, the hand needs to go up right here, too. Yep. Okay, it's so small. I have my contact lens in, but it's still not enough to really see the details on the sword. So I guess I'll mostly work on the shape. And I do see the groove in it, so I'll add that. Groove along the top. Boom. Oh, and I didn't color this in. I found a couple spots where I want to add a little bit more, add more of the watercolor. It's like right here, this little triangle should be showing the grip of the sword, and then here's the scabbard, and that should also be black. So we're making things that are black, we're making them green. So yeah. Let's see, this actually comes up like this. Interesting. Okay. Oh, nice. Wow. Almost 300, yeah. Yay! And I'll look at it as soon as I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. I know you can't see it. I'm just kind of smiling right here. I'm so happy that you were able to get that done. You noticed that you didn't finish it because you've been working on that project for so long. It's very encouraging, because I also have projects that I've been working on for a long time. So I just feel some camaraderie, I think. Because it's hard to work on a project that's very, very, very long. Yeah, so let's define the foot better. It's just sort of a little foot-shaped blob, but now I'm going to add some toes. That's better. It's so nice not to be rushing for once doing this. I don't know what's different. Maybe because one of my items wasn't even available, so... Although I did have 2 markers. I don't know. 2 other markers. Okay, I'm gonna switch real quick to the... what am I saying? I keep wanting to call it ink. It's not ink. The liquid watercolor. Liquid watercolor. So I'm just gonna fill in this little triangle here. And the scabbard. Ooh, I gotta be careful. Paper. If I work it too much while it's still wet with the liquid watercolor, it starts pilling. That's so deep. And I know what you mean. I feel the same way. And I look at the stuff that I made at the beginning of projects and I'm like, wow, it feels like ages ago. It doesn't even feel like the same project because it's been so long. And indeed, it just keeps going. Okay, adding some shading on the hakama. Oh, and I missed a spot here. Yeah, there. I don't know if the microphone is catching a deep rumbling sound, but that's the washing machine. And if you heard a sharp tap, that was Aoife. My big dog Aoife, she's changing her position. She's sleeping down under my... So there's this desk and then there's one next to it and she's under there. She hit my trash can with her toenails. This whole area right here is super dark because it's covered, all the light is blocked by the arms with the big sleeves. So you can't even really see what's going on in here. Like, this and this color look the same to me. It's just that I know that the hakama have to end right around here, and that's the only reason why I made the marker color different. Okay. So now I'm gonna do what I said and fill in these super, super dark areas with just, not just hatching, but completely fill it in with graphite. And it's nice because, like, where the arm is coming out here, coming out of the shadow, I can have a more gradual transition thanks to the graphite. Oh, thank you. Very kind of you. Thank you, thank you. I know I say it every time, but I really feel like I get better with each drawing, so it's very nice to have that affirmation. And then after I finish this book, I'll have to do some sort of project with swordsmen because I'll have drawn like literally hundreds of swordsman poses. So. Since we still have plenty of time, I'm just going through and adding more and more detail, trying to approach it in an overall, like considering the overall look, so that I don't add like too much detail up here and then it looks underworked down here. Trying to make it look even. Yeah. So when I add some detail up top, I'll add a little bit more down at the bottom. Just keep working back and forth like that. And the sword could have a little bit more. Oh yeah, makes it look shiny. Put a tiny bit of shadow on it. Wow, it's so nice. I think I just said it, but it's so nice to not be rushing. Hadn't added any shading to the face. Now I am going to do that. So the face was looking kind of flat compared to everything else. I really like how the graphite comes out on this. Which color was this? Grayish lavender. They work really nice together. Oh, there goes the finish. Finish alarm on my washer. I always try, my brain always tries to make lyrics. Now your laundry is done. Something. go with the tune. Oh yeah, let's add a little shading to these feet. And I can even add shading to the ground. I want to turn the book, but there's too much stuff on the desk. So now I'll just try to turn my hand in a weird way. So something that working from reference or from life that I'm able to get is like, when I was younger, I would just draw the shadow and it would be the same, like, color all the way across. But as you can see here, well, I don't know how well you can see. Yeah, I think you can see that some parts of the shadow are actually darker because it's like shadow overlaying shadow and blocking even more light. And so that's something that I've learned from working from photo reference or any sort of like actual like representation of the way light works. And that's why I like to work from reference so much, because it's really hard to predict exactly how shadow will fall. Lexi, you're hilarious! Babe song! So funny. My laundry machine, my washing machine is Fave's song. It is so joyful though. I went out of my way. I was like, we're getting a new washer and dryer. I want one that sings. I want a singing washer and dryer. I want it to be happy. When I'm doing chores, I want it to be happy. Oh, my eyes are watering a little bit from laughing. Where are we? We got 6 minutes. Still got time to just enjoy working this. Although, well, let's put a little shading on the arms. And then I'm going to do some drips. I love doing that. I just got to make sure to move this book, or at least put my towel on it, because oftentimes when you drip it, it goes all over the place. So I don't want it to get out on my book. So, oh right, the arms. This sleeve is casting a shadow. And then just a little bit of shading on the knuckles here. And up along this arm here. And actually, now I'm looking at it properly, this arm that's underneath is actually mostly in shadow from this arm. So I'm going to shade the whole thing in, but try to keep it light. And then this is the lightest part. Are those little dragons dancing to the washing machine? Oh, the dryer is done too. The dryer is done as well. Oh, we got an encore. The dryer is also finished. We got the encore. Okay. I'm going to call the graphite good. Let's do this last fun drippy droppy. So let me move my book to safety. It's a dancing cow too. There's a little washing and drying machine party. So cute. Okay. Now your laundry is done. I've never been able to think of a whole song, though, all of the lyrics. Just the last part. Okay. Here we go. The higher you go, the more it splats. So hold it way the heck up here. And it's also harder to aim. The higher you go, the harder it is to aim as well. So let's do something that's real close to. If I just touch it to the page. Oh. Boop. 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 Yes! Everybody dance! I'm just tapping it on the page. I like this. This is fun. Another one here. See if I can get one to touch onto another one. No, close. Okay, one more. And then some more little teeny tiny bitty ones. Tapping it more violently to get more different interesting shapes. Maybe some goes on the figure. Alright, I better stop. That's what I've found recently. I get so excited that I use everything so much that there's like no focal point anymore, and it's just all like one big thing. So I'm going to stop there. I can't... Well, I guess I can hold it up if I'm careful. I can hold it up to the camera. Because we're less than 1 minute away. So you can see some of the ink is still super, and it's not ink, it's liquid watercolor. Some of the liquid watercolor is still super wet. But you can also see what it looks like when it dries. It has those nice, not only the splat edges, but then it feathers as well. So this got this really nice texture. And yeah, this person totally reminds me of Zoro now from One Piece. Because we did the green hair. And I just took it all the way onto this page. It's because it felt right. It felt right to bring the dots all the way. Yay! Yay, thank you, thank you! Yeah, I'm excited to see what it's going to look like when it's... So I can see the ink. I keep calling it ink. It's not ink. Watercolor. Watercolor is still moving about. It's still so wet that it shifts from top to bottom when I move this because my table's on an angle, so it's sticking at the bottom. But it seems to dry. That's interesting. It seems to dry evenly anyway, even though it's collecting at the bottom. But the color, it dries even. That's so interesting. Okay, so oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So kind, so kind. Thank you for following me on my swordsman drawing journey. See, they're getting better every time. All right, I won't keep you any longer. That's it for today. I'll be back on Friday. I'm gonna get that ranger drawing that we finished last time into the computer so that we can start coloring for the next custom emote / emoji. So hopefully see you then. Either way, I hope you have a great rest of your day, a great Thursday. Thank you for watching.